Hello, lovelies! It's G here from Golden Thread Tarot, and I'm here to bring you another channeled message. I hope this message is finding you blessed and full of abundance, as always, my sweets. So, right before I hit play on this reading, I was really guided to check when Mars goes direct. So right now it's still in retrograde all the way to the end of 2023, all the way in 2000 oh sorry all the way into the end of 2022, excuse me. And I think it goes direct about mid-January, around the 12th of January 2023. So it was so funny because I was here and I was shuffling my cards and everything, and I was like, I think I should look this up. And then when I looked it up, Mars was on the back of the deck. So I'll shuffle it back in. But yes, absolutely. So this which excuse me, I'm so sorry, you guys. Also, I want to apologize for my coughing and stuff. My allergies, the drip for like when it got really cold here and we had that deep cold snap here where I live, and with all the winter storm everywhere that's happening all around the U.S. right now. Wow, my allergies are acting a fool. So excuse me if I sound a little congested or if I have a little bit of cough. I apologize, but. So right now, we're going out. We just ended Sagittarius season, right? We're going into Capricorn season. So definitely there's been a big expansion in this kind of like Martian energy here, especially during this Mars retrograde. I don't know about you guys, but this Mars retrograde has brought a lot of things that I feel like perhaps maybe I was telling myself I had let go of, or I was telling myself I had, I really didn't feel that deeply about it anymore. And I'm finding those things are like popping back into my mind, and it's kind of surprising me how kind of angry I still kind of am about it, or how I might have like a negative reaction about it when it pops into my mind. I'm just like, yeah, that was kind of bullshit. Why did that happen? Why did they say that? And I'm like, oh, so clearly I'm not over it, right? I don't know about you guys, but I've talked to several people, like not just in my spiritual community, but at work and things like that, people who aren't part of my community, but I still see it affecting those people who aren't like aware of it as much as like we are. And they're just like, I've been so angry and all the stuff from my childhood has been coming up. And I felt so weird going home for Christmas because I've had all these issues coming up in my mind about my parents. And people are just kind of being like, well, around me going home for Christmas is dredging up these memories, and it's making me feel like angry. And I'm like, why? Why is these memories coming up here? And it's like, because it's really important, right? If those memories come up and you have and you are really practicing, excuse me, my back is itching so bad, and you are really practicing going and putting these emotional exercises that the universe is giving us into practice, right? These issues are coming up so that when you're going home with spending time with your friends and your family, it's giving you an opportunity to resolve them, right? To resolve them, to forgive them, to maybe even an opportunity to bring them up or to casually talk about them, or to kind of, I'm not saying like that you should just casually drop, remember that time you traumatized me in my childhood. You know what I mean? But it is a possibility. We always have choices. So we can choose to handle things angrily. We can choose to, like lash out. We can choose to, like shove them back down when they come back up, or we can choose to really face them. And I feel like the universe was giving a lot of us an opportunity, like right as around the holiday season, when the end of the year, when people are gathering together and coming back together with their friends and the family, to kind of resolve some of these issues that are coming up. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely had an opportunity to kind of allow someone to come back into my life after we had some issues, and I actually was really happy that happened because I've really been missing them in my life. And so yeah, so I really feel like with this Pluto energy and this rebirth energy, I really feel like it's an opportunity to kind of squash some of the issues from 2022 and let them die in 2022, right? Like let this rebirth energy happen here. Let something new, come out of this energy. New opportunities. Yeah, change. An opportunity for change. And even if it is a situation where, even if it is an opportunity where for you to find out, okay, I don't feel like this person is really going to participate in this healing journey with me, that's okay, right? That's okay. I can move on. Or maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised and you'll find out that those people really do actually want to go on this healing journey with you. And either way, it's an opportunity for change to happen, right? Yeah, in the 11th house, in your community, right? With your friends and with your family, and even people that you see as very different than you are, an opposite, like see how these two hands are separated by this wall here of this design, and they're on one side and they're on the other, right? It's an opportunity to kind of, reach out, into your community, reach out into your family, reach out into the people that are around you, and yeah, immerse yourself with this Cancer energy, which we were just talking about this in the last reading that I just filmed, where we were talking about us going into this full moon in Cancer that we're having in January, right? It's happening January the 6th. So it's happening like 1 week before Mars goes direct, right? And it is like this culminating event of, especially if you have issues within your family, or these issues, these interpersonal relationship issues that have been being dragged up to the surface. This is a great, great, great opportunity for you to emotionally mature and to either let go or to have realizations that you weren't allowing yourself to have about the situation. Either way, I think it's offering opportunities for us to all come out of this, either like letting it go, moving on, squashing it, and whether or not you're allowing those people to have places, physical places in your life anymore. It's about letting go of some of the emotional baggage that the issues from the past were really causing us to have, right? 555 was on the clock when I was saying that too. On top of that, so let's go. Yeah, so this is about the structure, Saturn. This is about the opportunity to bring up some I just heard trauma. For some of you, trauma, or some of you, issues about the structure of your psychology, about your family dynamics, about, there's so many different ways that this could be and why this could be coming up, and the psychology of diving into why this is coming up right now. I definitely feel like, to me, it's just beautiful seeing like the astrology of all of that coinciding, and really like shifting the possibilities of the energy out there in the universe for us to actually resolve things with our friends and our family, and to really come out into 2023 feeling a lot better than we did, especially in our interpersonal relationships, right? Resolving a lot of things, because I think that through the years of 2020, 2021, and 22, it brought up a lot of issues in interpersonal relationships with it on many different levels. In our own personal relationships, how many people do you know broke up or got divorced or ended relationships, or they found out, wow, me and my spouse or me and my partner can really make it through some things, right? It was really a make or break time in a lot of our interpersonal relationships, including our relationships with our health providers, as well as our companies that we're giving our time and our body and our energy to, right? It's caused so much change in all of that to happen in our interpersonal relationships and our friends and in our family, and going into this age of Aquarius, and how things are just waking up, and there's so many people out there waking up to a lot of the systems and how they I don't want to get into the political things of it. We'll keep it a little bit more on the spiritual side of our, but politics make, it really does have a big play in our psychology as a people, as a community at whole, right? It's really reflective of a lot of things, or reflective of how people want to hide a lot of things. So I just think it's really interesting to see it, like the more you dive into it, the more you see the signs of how, for me personally, it really, a lot of people feel like all of this is leading up to us being more separated, but I feel like in the end it's going to wake up. It's going to, yes, it's going to separate some people, but I feel like it's going to bring together other people, and then the people that get separated, I feel like it's going to realign. It's going to give them the opportunity to realign themselves with people who really actually, with their tribes, with the companies they want to work for the people that they want to align themselves to the friends, to the family, and to the relationships that they really want to align themselves to. And of course, there are going to be people who take this as an opportunity to de-evolve, to go downward, to get bitter, to get angrier, to get more, there's going to be people out there who they're on a different process, but there are always going to be people. I feel like a lot of people that are here on my channel that want to learn and want to grow and want to be on the uptake of this, right? And instead of allowing a lot of these separations to bitter them, they really want to get into a place where they're really seeing it as an upgrade to their life, right? Where they're allowing themselves to really grow and expand, and to allow people and friends and activities in their space that allow them to expand as well, right? Ooh, Midhaven, that is so crazy. I want to read out of the book because I can paraphrase this Midhaven, and what it really means is kind of about how the way that we were raised really, it's really so like on what I was just saying. It's about how the way that we were raised really reflects in our interpersonal relationships. But I want to read some more of it out of the book. The Midhaven contains clues about how your family trained you to be visible in the world, your relationship to other people's authority, and how you step into your own personal authority. It describes the future mountaintop, the pinnacle of your work in the world. The midhaven is the highest point of the chart, where the sun would be at midday. This most public, visible point of the chart acts like the flagpole on top of your pinnacle castle. Oh, personal castle, sorry, not pinnacle castle. Okay, so action based on where the midhaven is falling in this, in whatever spread that you're pulling, which I don't really pull traditional spreads really. I kind of just let it free flow. But inventory your personal reputation and ask what you could do to strengthen it. Update your website, look at your definition of success, and make sure it is your own. What actually makes you happy and is not one you have inherited from your family or your mentors. Think about the training you've received from these authorities and notice where it still serves you and where you need to release their preconceptions and step into something bigger. You may need to go back to the drop to hidden dreams or to awaken an ambition that you may not have that may not make sense to anybody else. If you choose not to seek your sense of accomplishment as reflected in the outside world, your midhaven can speak of a quieter sense of personal authority. This is your life. Define the mountaintop for yourself. Take a next step in that direction. Holy crap. Right. So really, yeah. Wow. And underneath Midhaven, you guys, partnerships and Chiron healing. What you're needing to heal. Chiron is the wounded warrior. And it's like where you're gonna be moving forward, what's really gonna bring you healing into your life and really what you're gonna work on healing. So for a lot of you are really healing your partnerships, your wow, these two readings are so like intertwined together. But I cleared the energy, but my spirits usually are like, we have like 2 or 3 readings we can make out of this one subject, so let's go. Let's go. Okay, this is about your relationship and your partnerships, even with your family. Why do I feel like, because Chiron is actually an asteroid, right? Or a comet. It's either a comet or an asteroid. I'm sorry. I'm not sure about the heavenly body that it is. But see how in the corner up here, a lot of these have like either like the world or the moon or some kind of like astrological body in the background of them. And this one has what looks like an asteroid, and it has like a rainbow around it. So there's something really grand here about you healing your personal relationships, especially around your friends and around your family and around how your family has made you view success in partnerships and in your life in general, and for you to understand that maybe all of these aggressions and all of this anger, especially if it's around your friends or your family or people from the past, is really about how underneath it all, you're realizing as you heal, you're realizing that, you feel awkward or you feel weird or you feel some type of way because you're realizing that what these people and what they expect from you and what they want from you is not really what you want. And you can feel that it might be causing drama, or that it might be causing actual direct issues. You might know for a fact, you're like, yeah, I know my mom wants me to be this and I never was going to be that. I know that's an issue, right? Or for some of you, it's a lot more subtle, where maybe even like it's more subconscious, where neither one of you really even understands why these issues are coming up. But subconsciously, it's like, well, you always wanted me to do something else or be somebody else or be with somebody else than I ever wanted to really be with. So examine this and to understand and to see that the universe is really trying to work with you. They're really trying to work with you so that you can bring some healing to the situation. Understand the universe is doing all of this first house arrival to bring about this retrograde energy. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. This retrograde energy, this Martian retrograde energy that we've been in, is about you going inside and healing this sense of self within yourself and how the world sees you and how you see you based on how the world you think the world is seeing you and all that other stuff, right? This is about healing the self and really allowing yourself to bloom and to grow and to kind of heal that interpersonal relationship that you have with yourself, and how your interpersonal relationship with other people has really been affecting, is it affecting, affecting? Anyway, your relationship with yourself. You know, how you've been allowing how other people see you to affect how you feel about you. Yeah. Yeah. And how you're really finding some serious strength and some nurturing, you know, you're cultivating something completely new, right? And you're going into this energy of being able to harvest this digest Virgo energy. And it's about also what you digested in the past, you know, and how you need to make sure that your sense of accomplishments and your sense of authority is an inner sense of accomplishment and authority, and not based on what other people, not based on the value that other people place on you. Right? On the other side structure, Saturn is still on the bottom. This is about your past, because Saturn is about your past, about past lives, or about your past in general, your karmic past in general. Wow. Okay. Let's keep going, Spirit. Yeah, I keep hearing Spirit say that. Let's go, like let's go. Like Spirit is so hyped up. Like they're so hyped up. They're like your spirit guides are so hyped up for 2023. They're just like yeah, you have no idea. You have no idea. I just saw transits. Spirit wants you to really, if you are into astrology, you are into like the planetary movements and bodies and where they are and what's transiting what and how that's going to affect you or how that's going to affect people in general. Definitely, if you are already a person that kind of pays attention to those things, yeah, Spirit's saying that there's some transits recently or have been some transits recently, as well as there will be some in January, February, and March. They're going to be very important. So pay attention to those. If you do research on that and you kind of make moves or you kind of use that to deeper understand like your life and what's really happening, even if you do it, no. Spirit saying this is for people who try. If you don't do it preemptively, like if you do it before it happens, like there's gonna be some really deep insight there for you. Okay. Descendant, invitation. Okay, before I speak on that, vision. Before I speak on that, also I'm gonna say Spirit wants to say pay attention to your dreams, especially if you have family members in your dreams, especially if it's some of these family members that you've been having issues with or that you have had issues with in the past. Like Spirit is saying, pay attention to those. Really, be dream journaling. Juno, Juno is what it stopped on relationships. So Juno is an asteroid. Okay, thank you, Spirit. That's Spirit just wanted to. That's literally the first thing that it says is the asteroid Juno. So I was like, why does it have an asteroid on it? Because Juno is an asteroid. But there you go. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah. But Spirit just wanted to clarify that for me. So thank you, Spirit. The answer is at your fingertips. You have it right in front of you. Okay, that could definitely apply for some of you as well. Yeah. Okay. No. Yes. Okay. No. No. But yes. Okay. Sorry. That makes sense in my mind. So Spirit definitely does want to say there are some things that you're holding on to, like past betrayals and past things that could cause you to kind of descend in your nature or kind of descend in your vibration. It's an invitation to descend or an invitation to, you might have been dealing with a lot of temptations of people that might have made you want to kind of like get in arguments, or you might have been having the temptation to kind of, like I said, how I was just like thinking on some certain things that are just popping up, and instead of addressing them, you might indulge in being like, yeah, I'm mad, I'm still mad at that bitch anyway, but be careful. Be careful, right? These are opportunities that you're being given. There's tower moments here. There's opportunities that you're being given to change things the world and to start brand new cycles here and brand new reunions. But it's about, this might not happen because you're holding on to old past stuff, right? It's actually keeping you much more confused. It's actually keeping you much more blindfolded to the truth that there is a possibility for, harmony to be here, but it's really about how you choose to see it or how you choose to handle it. And of course, obviously, it's about how they choose to handle it as well. But if the person at this place, if this thing, if they're willing to, you know, to let bygones be bygones and actually truly start new cycles, like, don't be so quick to cut those off or to cut off the opportunities. Kind of let things from the past go, especially if you can tell this person is actually really trying to change and is trying to do better, right? Don't be like, no, and I'm never going to forgive you. I don't care how much you change. It doesn't matter. That kind of energy, you know? Yeah. So there's an opportunity here for a brand new beginning, Page of Wands, for you to find out some kind of information here, okay? And it's about this. It's about how you see the information, but this information is coming forward, is coming out because it's justice. It's right for you to know this, to give yourself the whole story, and it is actually a key to your victory here, right? There is information that's coming forward that's going to start a journey for you, and it's really about the choices that you choose to make on this journey, right? You can choose to let this information coming out really make you descend, make you, oh my God, I'm so mad and I'm never gonna forgive that person. F them, and they're never invited back into my life, and I'll never forgive anyone. You know what? F it. Like, I'll never have another relationship again, or I'll never trust anyone again. It's a slippery slope down the road of getting petty and kind of shutting your heart chakra down. So Spirit is just saying, like, there is an opportunity here coming that's going to be coming up, or that has been opportunities for you here in the past, an opportunity, but there is still time for you to decide to take this on a positive journey, right? There is still sign, there's still insight that you're getting. So I just got an email, like a thing for an email that was about your productivity level being able to be legendary. So with that little notification that I just got on my device of an email, I really feel like there is an opportunity here for 10, 15, 20 years down the road for you to look back and go, wow, this is the opportunity that I really gave a chance and it changed everything in a positive light. Or for you to look back and go, that was the moment that I just stopped trusting people and that I shut down, and that I just, I just shut down, and it was a dissension after that, right? It was just toxic person after me, getting stuck in feedback loops of toxic, relationships, and staying there and thinking, and even turning more toxic yourself, or letting your more base instincts take over. And there's opportunities here, right? There's opportunities to go, and you're the one in control of this. You're the one in control of how you choose to respond to things, right? Regardless of how that person is handling it. It's up to you, is what Spirit wants to say. So even if they're handling it childishly, or if they're handling it in certain ways, it's really up to you. You don't have to handle it childishly just because they are. And also vice versa, if you truly feel like you can't come from a place where you can move on and let this person have a place in your life just because they want to bury the hatchet, or they want to come back into your life and they have changed, that doesn't mean that you have to give them a spot in your life either. I want to leave it open for those who feel like they need to handle their life in the way they need to handle it. Because at the end of the day, I'm just a girl sitting here pulling some cards on YouTube and talking to you. Like, at the end of the day, we're just chill, and and I have all the best intentions, but I don't know your life, and I don't know your particular circumstance. At the end of the day, you do, right? So you're the one in control here, and that's what Spirit wants to say. You're the one in control here. So think about, in this moment right now, think about, how do you want to feel about this in the future? 10 years from now, when I look back on this, one, where do I want to be? And two, what decision do I need to make now to get to that place? What will I think about the decision that I made 10, 20 years from now? And will I think, wow, you didn't make it to where you wanted to be because of that decision, because of that choice, Or do you want it to be a situation where you're like, I got to where I wanted to be, and it was because I chose to really stand in my truth and do what I really need to do for myself in a positive, love, and light way, regardless of what that was, right? It's about the intention of what you do and how you move forward in this circumstance with this person. So what you do with this information, you have all the possibilities to take this in any direction. But it's really about how you choose to process it. No, regardless if this information turns out to be like something that you would consider bad news or hurtful. Yeah, Spirit doesn't want to say hurt because they want you to see it as good news regardless, even if it is information that's hurtful. And I know that might sound triggering to some of you. Be like, why would I think that's good news? Because the pain is an indication that this is something that's not for you. So it's easy to go, wow, this hurt me. This isn't for me. I can easily remove this from my life because I see this isn't for me. Yeah, Spirit wants you to know you have all the power here, even when situations are that you cannot control are presenting. Like, you can't control how other people respond or what situations happen outside of your control, but you can always control how you respond to those situations. Yeah, and there's new possibilities here all over the place. And what that new world looks like is 100% up to you. Yes, indeed. We create our own realities. Yep. So this tower moment is here, right? This situation, this is definitely gonna be a tower moment, right? Right now, you have been being in the sense of this review, this retrograde energy here, right? So to have a pause, and oh my gosh, why is the Strength card underneath there? Do y'all remember that underneath that retrograde energy was like the Dignified card? Was that this reading or the last reading? That's crazy, but it couldn't have been the last reading because I wasn't using this card. It had to have been this reading, right? Underneath it, I was like, this is an opportunity for you to find strength inside of yourself past this like review energy. Here's the Strength card again underneath this. Synchronicities. You guys will not have me believe that you're not seeing synchronicities like this in your life outside of this reading. If you don't think that you are, I would maybe perhaps question how maybe that you're ignoring them. I'm just gonna be honest. I was gonna be honest, okay? Or if you haven't seen them so far, you might see them after this reading, okay? If you open up your mind to see them. Something about a car. Something about like a blue or a red car. Yeah, it's like getting in a car, leaving the situation that you are in, right? Finding the strength to allow this forward motion to happen here and for you to leave the cycle that you're in, right? Because the cycle, regardless of what it is, the cycle that you're in right now is a place of pain, right? It's a place of anger, it's a place of unresolved issues. And Spirit is saying this is a perfect opportunity to leave that place. Regardless of what the journey looks like and what the end results look like, because they're going to be tailored to you. This is an opportunity to leave behind a cycle of pain, especially around your interpersonal relationships and around your own authority and around how you view yourself based on your relationships with other people. So this piece of information is a really big opportunity here for you to gain justice and success moving forward for yourself. Yeah. It's a really good opportunity for you to turn into this page and to turn into like the King or Queen of Wands, right? Maybe even an Emperor energy after that, right? To go inside and to see that the energy that we're in is the energy that reflects back to us. Yeah. All those things we always talk about here in the spiritual community, right? Or at least on my channel we do. Yeah, this is a really big opportunity for maturing. Yeah. And like how we were talking about earlier, being crazy, how did those end up back to back? Because they were nowhere near each other just a second ago. Right? Emotional maturity, finding that balance of your inner masculine and inner masculine, inner feminine emotions, okay? And to come into a much stronger balance. Okay? Yeah, again, magician. You create your world, right? When you sit in the balance of your masculine and your feminine energy, you are in the fullest capacity to be this magician, right? To be this person who creates your world because you have an understanding of yourself and a deeper understanding of the world. And that's why judgment judgment is being called here. It's time for you to wake up, for you to get on that path, for you to get on that journey, because there's a new world, there's a new destiny calling, right? One that, again, that you can pack light, that you have let go of a lot of this pain, this issues, this drama, these pressures that have been put on you. 3003 down on the clock. A lot of mirroring energy as well. Hey, sweet babies. What are you doing? Excuse me. Get down. She was fighting so hard to be in my lap. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I need to put them out. Excuse me. Yeah. So this is all about a journey of you dropping a lot of the emotional baggage that's really been holding you back and coming into a state of reviewing, right? And this review brings the balance. Look at how that person is like balancing out between their shadow and their light self, right? Heck yeah. And a big opportunity here, like I said, to go from the page and start on your journey going up. And even though it's not in the same suit, it is like the page of, this page of wands energy is coming in here to give this page of cups an opportunity to upgrade to the knight of cups, to work, to put in that shadow work, to do that work, to upgrade. Yeah. Yeah. Calm down. Right? Definitely. I know on the channel, I hear people, I've seen comments before, read comments before, where people were like, oh, I'm tired of it always being about what happened in my past. But honey, that's what it's about. That's why I'm here, to point out the fact that, your past plays a big role in your present and what happened to you, and understanding it. It's about when you stop to take the time to really examine the past and go through and get and break out of these karmic cycles, these karmic lessons, these patterns that keep coming up again and again and again. That's when you can really free yourself. That's when you can really stop looking back at the past. That's when the past doesn't keep haunting you. The past doesn't keep popping back up in your next relationships and in your friendships, feeling like, oh my God, why do I end up dating the same person? Why do I end up dealing with the same issues over and over again? Because you're not taking the time to stop and look at the past, examine it, let it go, release it, let it go. So you're not the one dragging your past into your future and bringing it up in the present. Because it's not other people, it's you, right? Which that's hard. But again, when you do that, there's the emotional maturity that you're looking for, right? When you do that, there's you creating a new legacy for yourself. There's you prioritizing your efficiency and how you process the things that are happening around you. And you're changing that over, right? This is about changing the legacy of what you pass on. And this is about changing the legacy of the rest of your life. Do you always want to be in this page where you're letting all the things that you went through in your past come back up and be, how long do you want to carry this emotional baggage? Or do you want to review it, look at it, take the opportunities that you have to squash it in whatever way that looks like to you, right? Define what that looks like to you, and moving on into the future and finding maturity in your own inner strength through doing that, right? These are lessons that Spirit is trying, lessons about healing that Spirit is trying to illuminate to you really quickly. Opportunities are coming very quickly, Spirit is saying. Yeah. Because it's really easy to kind of allow when these emotions come up in this Martian retrograde energy, it's really hard. It's really easy. I'm sorry to allow, you know, to allow your emotions to kind of get to a, to a volatile state, and to allow. We talked about that when I did that reading about Mars going into retrograde, however long ago, and I started talking about how it was going there, and you might have issues coming up of people trying to get you to fight and to argue and to bring up old issues, and that when it came up, to allow yourself to process and face those. And here we are again at the end of it, kind of coming to an end, saying, hey, finish this out strong. Really review how you went through this past few months, right? Yeah. So it's time. Again, I heard pack light, right? It's time to let go of all these burdens that you've been carrying around. That's why this is coming up. It's your choice. You can fight, or you can find peace and, let it go. But it's your choice. Again, it's your decision. It's time for you to make one. Yeah. Because the decisions that you're making right now are really going to plant the seeds for your future. So what seeds are you planting? Be careful. Right? Be careful about what truths that you're believing and what seeds that you're planting. Are you planting seeds of healing, happiness, camaraderie, understanding? Like I said, it's more about you asking yourself, what do you want your future to look like? And making the choices and decisions today that will lead you down that path. Right? Letting go of the drama, of the issues, of the rough waters of the past, and going towards a much more peaceful future for yourself, whatever that looks like for you. And it's come on now. Come on now. It's about shaking out those swords of sorrow and betrayal and things that you've gone through, the heartbreak that you've gone through in the past, okay? And finding those people that you truly can really invest in, that you can truly be with, finding your happiness, finding your freedom, finding your enlightenment. Come on now. Or you can hold on. Or you can hold on, But it's, what do you want to invest in? What do you want to invest your time and your nature in, right? There's that Queen of Wands. What are you really wanting to get into? Are you wanting to hold on to your own? Are you wanting to hold on to the baggage, your pain, and your heartbreak, and that? Or are you wanting to hold on to your emotional sovereignty, your strength, your power? The decisions that you're making now are really gonna affect where you're going in that. So no pressure or anything. This decision that you're making now is just gonna affect your entire legacy. No pressure or anything. Jesus, Spirit. Anxiety. But Spirit is saying it doesn't have to be anxious, right? If something is bringing anxiety, it's not quite the right path. Perhaps, maybe. Or handling everything with anxiety is not the right path. Yeah. Yeah. Again, Spirit's really, 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 really been harping on today. The lesson of today has been about using your internal emotional guidance system, which is what your emotions are, what's underneath how you feel. Why do you feel the way that you do? It's not enough just to acknowledge that you feel that way. It's important for you to understand why. Why am I so angry? Why am I so mad? Why do I feel so hurt? Why do I feel betrayed? Underneath it, what's happening? Dig down deep. Go inside. Go on that journey inside and evolve. Allow your emotions to guide you. They are not, they are not your controller. They are your guide, right? learn how to use your emotions. They're very important, and you are never going to get anywhere by pretending that you don't have emotions, because the more you disconnect from your emotions, the more you disconnect from how you really feel. You know, the more you disconnect from really healing and really moving on and really letting go, the more you pretend like nothing hurts or you pretend like nothing's wrong, the worse you're going to feel. Right? Some of you might need to, that's not at all what I was trying to say. But for some of you, I don't know, some of you might know who this is. Some of you might need to watch Juno Birch. There might be some Juno Birch. You could have been watching Juno Birch. Okay, pause. I love her. But some of you guys might want to watch that channel, or some of you there might be some, some things will surprise you. Recently, I have been really diving into other things that don't seem like they would have anything to do with spirituality or anything, and then out of nowhere, like a podcast or something, like somebody will bring up something and we will totally dive. They will totally do like a sudden deep dive on a subject matter that I've been thinking on, or a subject matter that I have been exploring in my spirituality. So you guys open up your receptors, right? Who knows who's going to give you that really interesting conversation that's really going to put some things into perspective? Who knows, right? Who knows what you're going to be watching or reading or intaking that might give you a new interesting perspective on what you're really going through, right? Why is Abraham Hicks? I don't know why that name wasn't coming to me at first. So some of you might want to read some things from Abraham Hicks, or read, or you might want to listen to some podcasts on that. Okay. Yeah, because Spirit is saying it's not about what she says, it's about what Abraham. She's the I'm so sorry. I'm just calling her she, because for some reason her name is just dropping out of my mind right now. But anyway, Abraham is her spirit guide community that she channels through. To put it in a way that I understand it, it's her spiritual team that she channels through to the other side, that she is a channel to, and that she talks about. And in her book, she talks about how your emotions are your internal guidance system. You guys might want to watch some of that. Okay, just look up Abraham Hicks and emotional guidance system. Looking into that and into understanding that kind of concept behind that, like that your emotions are integral to your being and integral to you going through your spiritual development, and to getting into oneness with your body, and who this body is, and how you and your higher self and your soul and this body all work together um on this journey that we're calling life right now, right? To this experience that you're going through, this human experience that you're going through, and to not ignore that, right? So much of the history and religions and spirituality is about ignoring our internal instincts, or telling us, it's the devil or it's some demon or something like that, telling you to do certain things or to say certain things or to feel certain ways, and it's about demonizing certain parts of ourselves as humans that just make us human, that just make us a regular thing, experiencing, having ups and having downs, having lights, having shadows, and to demonize parts of ourselves that really actually cuts off important parts of ourselves that we need to, the more you ignore it and you shove it down, the more control that it has over you, right? But when you actually face it and deal with it, and get counseling or therapy or whatever situation, however you need to handle it, so that you can face it, so that you can get through it, you actually take back power from that situation, or from that feeling, or from that instinct, or from that toxic desire, or whatever it is, right? And obviously that's not a blanket statement. That doesn't cover things that include like hurting other people and things like that, But I mean, yeah, if you feel that way, get counseling about that too. Okay. But anyway, I don't know why I felt the need to clarify that, but anyway, right? It's about connecting deeper to ourselves and not cutting away from those things that make us who we are, right? And our emotions are an important part of our our soul, our spirit, our essence talking to us and telling us like, I feel this way because, but so many people just hear, I feel this way, and they stop at that. They don't think, I feel this way. Okay, why do I feel that way? Well, they're saying that, or they're doing this, or that reminds me of this one from my child, or them, this person doing that. It makes me feel this way. It makes me feel small, or it makes me feel unheard, or it makes me feel, it makes me feel unjustified, or it makes me feel like I should silence myself, or, because then you can really dig down deep and come up with real solutions that are going to benefit you in the long run, and not just to react off of your initial emotions, which really don't get us anywhere, don't get you any progress. And I know that's way easier said than done. I've had plenty of issues out of that myself, but it's a journey that I'm on as well. So yeah. I've had so many tangents in this reading. I was like, ugh. That's why my readings are so long, because I just go on these tangents about talking about philosophies or talking about other things. Yeah. So this is really about you, kind of understanding why you have these things that people want to classify as negative emotions, right? Anger or depression or pain, like emotions that are based in anger or pain or jealousy or guilt, or any of these kind of like low vibrational emotions that some people in the spiritual community want to tell you shouldn't have. It's like, no, you shouldn't act on those emotions as much, right? But they are just as significant as feeling happy. Something that makes you angry is just as significant to you as something that makes you joyous, right? It's it's just about how you choose to react to those things. How you use that information is important. And it's the difference between acting out of your shadow or acting from your higher self, right? Yeah, so this is a vehicle. This is an opportunity for forward movement, for educating yourself, and for, again, like they've been saying, walking away towards something that's better, walking away to a new passionate beginning, right? Creation, you know. No, you're not done? Okay. I thought we were done, you guys, and I was about to start doing my intro, but Spirit is just guiding me to pick up some of these cards and then continue to get some final things out of the Astro star codes. That's what this deck is. Which also, all the decks that I use are always listed down in the description box down below. But this one, I really like this deck. This is the Star Codes Astro deck. That's what it looks like. Heather Rowan Robbins. Ribbons, not Robbins. Oh, Robbins, yeah. Robbins, I was right. Anyway. Yeah, there are a lot of ribbons in this deck, though. I do recognize that. There are a lot of, like, ribbons in the background of this deck. Yeah, it's reminding me of the... It's not the partnership card. Is it the 7th house relationships card? Whereas the people that have the hands and there's, like, the ribbons all around their hands. It's giving me that energy. Let's see. So, Vista, Hearth, 6th house stability, and Sagittarius expand. Yeah. So this expansion, right? This expansion that's being offered right here with that Jupiter energy in the background, right? Is an opportunity. This kind of fire energy here, right? Is an opportunity for you to really 44 right here, right? Really find your sustainability, to find your balance inside of yourself, and to really find this place that feels like home, that really lights your inner fire, right? That's what this is the possibility for. This is the possibility for finding that thing that really creates that balance, that is kind of like that kind of lighthouse, or that point in your stability, like, I am this, I believe in this, that core that you can always come back to, that cornerstone, or that kind of like core belief, that core thing that you can really come back to, that's like, this is me, this is who I am, this is how I handle things, setting up that foundation for yourself to build everything else on, which is exactly why you had this tower moment, because the foundation that you were building on before, which was based on all of these kind of baggage relationships that you needed to heal, right? So you are in the this is so beautiful, you guys, and I know that it probably feels like hell to go through right now, but this is so beautiful, because it is you building a more positive and loving foundation for yourself for the rest of your life. This is gorgeous. This is so gorgeous. And it's 5 down on the real time clock. Oh, wow. Oh, this is beautiful energy, you guys. And I know it feels rough because I can feel the roughness of it. But I also wish that you could feel the divine hand that's in all of this, the divine energy that's playing such a big part in all of this. You guys have really strong spirit guides that are really guiding you through all of this, that are really putting a really strong hand in some of this, especially if some of you have you work with particular like god or goddesses, or like maybe even like angels or archangel energies, depending on who you are and how, and you know, and how you feel, what you connect to. You got them, you got some heavy hitters really coming through with this major arcana energy here. It's real big soul life lessons coming through right here. Aww, yeah. And they're coming through with this Venus energy saying, this is about love, my beloved. This is about your love and your life and your beauty, and like the beauty of this world, and that you're cultivating around you, right? Creating that new, we kept seeing that Saturn, right? That Saturn that had that tiny little dot that had the same kind of structure energy around it here, right? And it's about how now in this card it has expanded, and it has created this rebirth energy, and it's created all of this like growth and beautiful lushness. And Jupiter here in the middle with this oh, it's Venus, obviously not Jupiter, but it's reminding me of like this, yeah, but this Venusian energy of just like growth and beauty and just expansion. It keeps giving me this, and it, spirit might be saying that that's kind of where this kind of tension is coming from. You're feeling like the collision of like different realities, or the collision of different time, you know, times coming together here. You're on this sense right here where it's like a you traveling in two different directions is kind of having the opportunity to collide. So it's a really like crossroads moment in your life right now, where spirit is saying like, you know, you're either kind of going to go up or you're going to go down, and it's really up to you, right? It's really up to you how you're going to handle this going forward. You can really go in the sense of this dissension and like tension, and like going towards more fighting and anger, and letting pettiness and unhappiness like rule your life. Or you can go in a sense where you kind of let a lot of that go, and create a lot more beautiful environment for yourself to really flourish and grow out of. But it's really up to you, right? Because this is really about in your mind. This isn't so much about the 3D reality around you as it is about your mind and what you're cultivating and growing inside here, right? Yeah. Fourth house. This is about your home. This is about finding that balance. And that's so funny because this right here, like this, actually I think this might be a waning crescent, but we're actually on a waxing crescent, but no, yes, yes, this is a waning crescent. It's on this side. So, but anyway, I was noticing in the sky, like especially around Christmas, like this is almost exactly what the moon looks like. It's a little bit thinner. It kind of looks like what the moon looked like last night. Oh, tonight it's a little bit thicker than this, but yeah, this is really about right now, the choices that you're making right now, and Libra, finding that balance here. Okay, you could be a Libra, but again, it's about that Venusian energy. Also, with the Libra is ruled by the 7th house, right? There's 7 here, and that's that relationships, which is about partnerships. Is about, you know, this was what this whole thing was about. Libra is also about your relationships, your interpersonal partnerships with people. Those are really important to like Libran energy, as well as this Venusian energy here, right? Bring a lot more balance, stability, especially in your partnerships and your interpersonal relationships in your life. Yeah. Trust the vision that you're creating here. this Neptunian energy. Trust the vision that you're creating. And again, you're exploring, you're examining here with the microscope here, looking deeper, peering deeper inside. That is not a microscope. That is a compass. That just blew my mind. The whole time I've had this deck, I have looked at this and saw a microscope, and this is not a microscope. This is a compass. This is not so much about dissecting and being so close. This is about stepping back and seeing a future direction for yourself. Again, it's kind of giving me that echoing of not allowing your past to have so much bearing on your future. So that, yeah, so they're kind of giving me, I'm sorry, I don't know enough about, they're showing me literally somebody on a boat right now. So they're trying to give me some kind of like wayfaring, but I don't know the, okay, so kind of what they're showing me is they're showing me a boat that, and you have like a compass or something like that, like something in your hand that you're using to find out your direction, but you have a weight, like an anchor, like your anchor is down, which is your past, and it's throwing you off. It's being too much of a drag. It's having too much energy pulling you backwards, which is kind of throwing off the direction that, like the guidance that you're getting from that compass. Like it's throwing you off course. And so Spirit is saying it's time. Now they're showing me somebody like taking a knife and cutting the line attached to that anchor. So Spirit is saying it's time for you to cut that baggage off so that you can, pull back on course. Pull back on course so that you can really go forward truly unencumbered towards the direction, towards your future, towards setting up this really beautiful legacy that you have been wanting to set up, right? It's about you untethering the weight of what happened in your past and how it's been throwing you off course, and it's been throwing you in a different direction. This is about your future. With your North Node, it's about this North Node energy. It's like your destiny. It's what you're supposed to be doing. It's not about your South Node energy. You've been being pulled too hard in your South Node energy. You've been being pulled too hard in the past, and then how things that you've gone through in the past, how it's been like a weight tied down to you, like a weight tied onto your, like around your waist, and you've been trying so hard to it's pulling you down, and you've been trying so hard to swim up to the surface, and you'll kind of get the surface every once in a while, but then the weight, you get tired and the weight of it pulls you down. And Spirit is saying you've been fighting so hard to get out of like this murky bottom, right? So like this murky bottom, and you can see like you're being pulled down, and you can see like a bolt up there, and you're like, oh my God, salvation, like I can get there if I can just get there. So Spirit is saying that now I'm seeing like a hand. Oh, I'm seeing the Ace of Swords. So I'm seeing the Ace of Swords because I was like, I'm seeing a hand, like just like a disembodied hand, like holding out like a knife or holding out a sword. The truth. Spirit has been showing you the truth, and it is for you to take that truth into your hand and to cut away from the weight that the past has been affecting you. Cut away that weight. To turn that sword into something new. And now they're showing me, it's reminding me of, I don't know why this is reminding me of this. It's reminding me of when Noah and his family were on the ark, and they let the dove go, or they let the bird go. And they kept waiting for the bird to come back, and it finally came back with like a branch. right? Which was proof that there was land out there, that there was land, that there was somewhere that they were going to. Now they're showing me the Six of Swords. So it's like you getting that Ace of Swords, getting that opportunity, right, of the truth, of what things really are, of uncovering your eyes and seeing the world for what it really is, seeing people in your life for what they really are, and to having empathy for understanding, and to not just villainize or demonize them, but to have a full view of what's really happening, so that you can disconnect that hook, so that you can disconnect that line, so that you can be free of that burden, so that you can break surface and you can get that air that you need so desperately, so that you can see, so that you can see that boat, so that you can paddle over to it, so that you can get into it, so that you can use your internal emotional guidance system, right? What feels right, what doesn't, because you've been given the truth, right? You were shown a lie from unawakened people in the past. Spirit has showed you the truth. You've woken up. The blindfold has been taken off. Um, Now you can cut that line. Now you can get on that boat. Now you can, Six of Swords, go towards a much less encumbered future. And this is the destiny that you were sent here to do. This is your purpose. Excuse me, here, right? It's all of our purpose here, to come here to learn from our, to learn from our mistakes of the past, to learn from, I'm processing so much information right now, to learn from our karmic lessons and our karmic choices in the past, and to make those better choices, to lead ourselves to a less karmic future, right? To lead ourselves to a much more enlightened, a much more open, a much more honest, a much more standing in our truth, and using our emotions, even though some of you have been taught and your emotions have been used to make you feel like you're lying, or make you feel like you can't trust your emotions, or you can't trust yourself, which kind of threw off this balance, right? It threw off this, don't trust in yourself, trust in me. Don't trust in yourself, trust in me. Because my opinions of you, and my opinions of what makes you successful, and my opinions of what makes you a good person, or my opinions of what makes you a good partner, or what makes you a good daughter, or a good son, or good whatever it is what's most important, not you. And this midhaven here is about you examining those and saying, no, 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 no. This is about me cutting my cords with that past, and that kind of jaded past of how you want me to view myself through the lens of you, and bringing the authority back to myself. Bringing the authority back to myself. Bringing my sovereignty back to myself. Re-empowering myself. Cutting those cords from the past, cutting your intentions away from me, and allowing myself to find out, no, that was a lie. I don't have to view myself through your lens, through the lens of your religion or your family or your being or what you, and to see, okay, you don't have to demonize those people for doing that either, because they were just doing what they were taught, right? But you can choose something different. You can choose to be something different. You can bring your guidance system outside of other people and reinsert it back into yourself. And you can also learn how to trust that, because you have always been told, bring it out of yourself, take your sovereignty away from yourself and put it in the hands of other people who wanted to have control over you, right? Take it back. Here's the truth. Cut it away. Get onto that boat and get the fuck out of Dodge, right? And learn. No, no, no. I got star systems to go to. I got other dimensions to flow into. I got other time frames to flow into, where I am on a different wavelength, on a different place, where your control can't touch me and your negativity doesn't affect me, and I can have sovereignty and power over my own life. Holy crap. Holy crap. Get deep, spirit. Get deep with it, spirit. You got, let me, because we're getting in deep. Okay, let me, let me, I'm sorry, I'm laughing at myself so hard now. Okay. Thank you to everyone who's still here for me, because I know that it takes me a while to go into these deep dives, but It's juicy. It's so good here. It's so good here. Thank you guys for those who stick around here and they're here and you guys are getting the knowledge, okay? Getting it, okay? Very wow. Okay. Ooh, ooh. I'm loving this so much. No. Okay. So we're just gonna keep going, okay? We're just gonna keep going because I don't feel like cutting myself off. If this is too long for you, you don't have to watch the whole thing. You're still here. Let's go. Yes, this is about getting into your wish fulfillment. This is about setting up your new legacy. Thank you, Spirit. This is about waking up and setting up your new legacy. Okay, you've been in this hangman energy. Enough of all of that. This is about finding it, bringing it back to the self, making it about your wish fulfillment, which is going to bring about this brand new possibility for you into the future. Yeah. So this is less about any kind of like financial legacy or like material world legacy, and this is more about a spiritual legacy that you're leaving behind. Please check out the reading that I just dropped a few days or yesterday or a few days ago. Whenever I end up dropping this, today that I'm recording this, I just dropped it today, but whatever it was, go check it out, where it's like this journey is your spiritual legacy, right? Go check out that reading, go check out that this journey is your spiritual legacy. Definitely go check that out. Exactly. This is about you packing light and starting this brand new journey here. Wow. Especially around, again, your relationships and walking away from things that no longer serve you, to more soulmate, love based, positive love and light relationships with people who are in this energy too, right? Yeah, this is about you realigning to something greater. Yeah. This is the new cycle that's trying to enter your life. Wow. Be speak. This is like life purpose knocking at your door, right? It's time for this other cycle to end. It's time for this transformation to come full circle, because death is not only about death, but it's about rebirth as well on the other side of it. Yeah. And we talked about that with the Pluto card that came out in this deck when I very first picked it up. Yeah. This is about a rebirth in your community, around how you see yourself and the people that you surround yourself with. Absolutely. Some of you are going to be so shocked. Some of you are going to be so shocked how quickly, like, a change in friends or a change in environment, like how it's going to have such a big effect on you, how it's going to pull your authority, which we're talking about that, back into yourself. You're going to be so shocked and how it just changes your life. Yeah, so I'm getting that with this digest, you are what you eat, right? But that means psychologically what you eat as well. What the people around, the energy that the people around you are constantly bombarding and pushing onto you, around you, it has such a big effect on you. And it's about, there's only so much of like closing yourself down that you can do. There's only so much like their opinion doesn't matter that you can do, because if you continue to allow that energy in your life, it definitely has an effect, right? And that's that past south node energy, right? Symbiosis and perception. Okay, I want to hold on. Let me look up the symbiosis. 52. Trine and sextile. Trine and sextile planets promote collaboration by backing one another up. Okay, so as soon as I said that, I saw in this deck the Aquarius card. The Aquarius card is like collaboration. Yeah. And that was the Gemini card. Woo! Why can I say that? Cross pollination. I had a really rough time saying that. Oh wow. By backing one another up, cheering cheering one another on and adding strength and value to their roles. A trine is formed by two planets 1/3 of the way across the circle of each other, 120 degrees apart. A sextile is half of that. Trine planets operate from the same element, fire, air, earth, and water, and speak that language. Sextile planets relate from the same polarity, but in different modulants. Cardinal, fixed, and malleable. So I felt some of you disconnection from some of that. So anyway, action. Lean into what is easy and comfortable and use that comfort to renew, grow, and expand. Look for people who have yeah, who have compatible and complementary ideas and skills to yours. Work with your allies. Gently expand your world through compatible people, collaborative skills, and through doing what you love. Look for a person who holds a missing piece of the project and bring them in. Find those whose work you approve of, and invest in them. Yeah. So invest in these people that have, that you guys are kind of going in similar directions. Engage family members and friends who really understand you. Explore what you have in common with the beloved and focus on that rather on your differences and build out from there. Yeah. Wander in a favorite landscape and learn from what you find there. Play your favorite music, but on a new instrument. Bring your attention to where the energy flows easily, where support can be found, where enthusiasm exists. Grow organically. Yes. So Spirit is saying, like, don't pay attention to what didn't work in your past, right? You are growing and understanding from this discomfort, right? Let it be your guide, and let it guide you. Instead of focusing on what doesn't feel good, focus on what does feel good. If it doesn't feel good, don't give it focus. Focus on something else, right? And that isn't about bearing your emotions and not facing things, right? This is about once you've already been facing those things, you've already been working on those things, and you already know where that it's not your shadow, or it's not your fear, it's not fear-based things telling you run away, don't focus on it, don't leave, like shove it down inside and just pretend like it's not there. That's past that. We're past that kind of work, and we're into the you've already done that work, you're already facing that, you're integrating your shadow, and this is part of integrating your shadow and stepping out, being able to stop peering into your past and focusing on the past, and being able to say, okay, I've learned everything I need to learn from the past. Now it's time to really shift my focus into what is working and what's going to work to get myself into the right places in the future. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And again, like I was talking about, there's all those ribbons. How you guys remember so long ago where I mispronounced her name as Ribbons, and I was like, she does have a lot of ribbons in her work. There's the ribbons that we were talking about, right? And it's about, Moon, your perception of this, right? It's about working on your perception and giving energy to what does work, and stopping giving energy and your focus to things that don't work, right? What is working about this situation, and give energy to that. What does work about this? Not, well, we get along at this, but they just won't let go of this, and they always, you know, they always say this, and they're always doing that, and they, well, what's the positive things that they do? What's the positive things that they bring into your life? Focus on that. Focus on that. Right? So this is about your perception of what this symbiosis really looks like. And for some of you, I'm definitely really getting that kind of letting go of the anger the anger, it's going to be easier to let go of the anger from things that happened in the past when you stop demonizing the people from your past, right? When you stop saying, oh, they did that because they're evil, terrible, nasty people, and you get more, and possibly you get more into the view of looking at those people as people who are also hurt, people who are also dealing with their own shit, people who are also dealing with their own karmic issues and their own things and their own projections, and to be more understanding about why they were going through and why they did the things that they did. And they're not just an evil, bad, terrible person who did these, depending on what they did to you, of course, but they're not just an evil, bad, terrible person who did those things just to, to hate because they hate you. It really is probably more about them than it is about you. And I know that it can be really hard, especially if those people were people that raised you or people that were in your childhood, that we want to think that they would prioritize you and raising you in a healthy environment versus listening to their shadow self and letting their wants and letting their traumas and things, fuel them. Unfortunately, a lot of people allow that to happen, and it's going to really, you're going to be able to let go of it a lot easier and to kind of drop a lot of this anger and this need to get, if you do feel a need to get revenge, or you do feel a need to still be petty about it, or you still feel a need to like let it, to let it fester and raise up inside of you, it's really going to be about you kind of letting go of that kind of, they're horrible, bad, terrible people that, yeah. And again, it could just be, because it's a lot easier to say, oh, somebody's just a terrible, evil, bad person, than they're actually not a bad person. They just really treated me like shit. Right? And Spirit is saying that they'd really rather you just kind of more view it as the latter, right? They did something selfishly. It doesn't make what they did right, but it's going to be a lot easier to kind of let go of it and not hold on to it so much, right? And for some of you, you could really be demonizing these people from your past, because again, like I said, it's a lot easier than just saying, oh, well, maybe they've changed. Because for some of you, these people could be really trying to change, but you're so focused on what they did in the past that hurt you that you're not allowing them to grow in your mind and to be something else because of what they did to you in the past. Again, that's not a blanket statement. That's just going to be for some of you. For some of you, and it is about allowing these people to transition into something else. The same way that you're growing and that you're learning and that you don't always want to be seen as your roughest, toughest moments and your mistakes that you made in the past. These people probably don't want to, and a lot of them in the long run don't deserve to be seen that way either, right? Some of them, but again, it's kind of dicey getting into people that hurt us, the people that gave us trauma in the past, because it's always about you, and it's always about where you are on the healing journey and what your healing, what you healing looks like. For some people, it looks like never forgiving that person and just moving on with it. That's not for me to say. That's not them healing, right? So let it be what it is for you. There's no judgment here on my end. And if I say something, it's just because I believe that's what's best for me. That doesn't mean that it has to be what's best for you. And that doesn't mean that I'm judging you if you want to feel something different. For me, I say it as a fact because it's a fact for me. For forgiveness is, even though it's something that I struggle with, for me, I feel like forgiveness is really important. And letting is really important part of letting go. But that's just me. Some people don't ever want to forgive, they just want to move on. And it's not for me to tell them that that's not them healing, right? So if I do ever say anything like that and you're thinking that that's, me judging you or me saying, oh, well, your healing has to look like the way I'm saying healing looks like, it doesn't. And I don't think that I feel that way, because I don't. I know sometimes it can feel that way because I just state things in fact, because for me they are fact, but they don't have to be facts for you, right? They don't have to be what's right for you. That's what healing looks like for me, but that's not what it has to look like for you. So, all right. Well, I just wanted to say that. Thank you guys so very much for being here with me today. Thank you for going through this like crazy up and down and back and forth and journey. I don't know where I was going with that. where else this was about to be, but thank you for going on this little journey with me. I hope that if you were looking for some kind of help or some kind of guidance, that it gave you in some kind of positive direction to flow into. Okay, thank you guys so very much as always for being here with me today. Thank you to your spirit guides and guides who guided you here. And like I said, I hope that this left you in a better place and not feeling more triggered than you need to. I really appreciate you guys. As always, as I keep mentioning, if you want to participate in getting in on this personal reading, 30 minutes for $25. It's there. It'll be there until December the 31st. Book with me before then at my email that's listed in my description box down below. Thank you guys so very much. I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you lovelies on the next one, okay? Bye.